All right, well, good morning, and welcome to Cinematography One Take Wonders and Visual Techniques. My name is Monique Madrid. I am one of the city producers for Jacksonville, Florida. And to my right, I have my co-city producer who's going to be doing this program. He's not only a cinematographer, like I said, he is one of the city producers. He has worked for the Jaguars in the past, as well as done several shorts and commercial work around our city. I want to present to you Adam Madrid, One Take Wonders on Visual Effect Techniques.
All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope y'all enjoyed karaoke last night. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for waking up this morning and coming to this presentation we'll be doing this morning. I will say, like I said, I'll get into it in regards to like who I am, what I've done, but also taking the fact that I'm a filmmaker from 2007 when the 40-hour film project was in Jacksonville. It still is, but it started in Jacksonville in 2007, or came to Jacksonville 2007. We started doing films, and then it got to. Turn that down. Buzzing, sorry. So we had this movie called Soul Possession. That was our first film, and it was very bad. It was horrible. But what we did is we grew and we learned how to become better at what we did, to the point where we started getting nominated for some stuff, and I was like, "Okay, that's cool. All right, we're starting to get the hang of this thing here." And then 2014, we actually won our city for Jacksonville for this movie called No Laughing Matter. The movie got to go to L.A. Where they showed it there, and for me, it was my first film, Palooza, and that kind of like changed my world in regards to this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to be involved with filmmaking. So I got to network with a lot of great people. Still to this day, I'm keeping contact with some of them. So it's great. So yeah, well, for that, I've become more involved with taking the knowledge that I've learned from the 48-hour film project and bringing it into getting paid for it, basically. I've been offered events to do short films, worked on feature film sets. I worked on, like I said, like I was saying, going back to live events, we're starting to do stuff with the Jaguars, NFL team in Jacksonville, and I've done some concert footage that I got to do with Pink, Kiss, Janet Jackson, and again, for me, it was just like a lot of cool opportunities to be involved with. But what I was able to do with this workshop here, basically, is kind of like, yes, there's those ones that you can basically see anywhere in regards to, yes, here's how you do, here's what you do in regards to getting the right image. We're getting the right look. I say cinematography is so important in regards to having a communication with your director. I think that is so important. Now, you have some people that are a cinematographer and a director, but I think, like I said, there's that build relationship with one another. But cinematography obviously is that person that like visualizes what this scene looks like and presents it to the director to be like, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and you're trusting my vision and what I'm seeing. There's a lot of cool. I'm going to show you a quick video too. A lot of cool movies in the past 21st century here. Some like different looks of films, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But what I wanted to talk about specifically is after showing these clips and showing some of the clips that I've done in regards to how do you take what you've learned and what your knowledge or appreciation for cinematography, how can you take that into the world of if you are doing live events, if you are brought into a project to be like, hey, I loved your work in this short film, music video, commercial. And with those, you get several takes. You got the take where it's just like, all right, that was cool. Let's do it again. Back to one. But with doing live events, you don't have that opportunity. There's going to be probably a cool moment that you need to capture it, and you want to make sure that you are ready to go. So let me go ahead and really quickly, like I said, just let me take you to my world and why movies and why movies and the love for live events. I love both, and like I know some people are just about just about films. That's it. That's my passion. For me, I grew up loving movies and music, and obviously sports. So I was like, why don't I just how can I combine the world of those loves? So right now, what I'm going to do is first I'll show you a little highlight clip of what I, have done here recently. So let me pull this up here really quick, see if this is what we have here. Hold on, I think this is the clip. Hold on, I'm not sure. Oh wait, I think this is. Okay. So I'm sorry. This is not the highlight that I was hoping for. This is what happened last night. This is the recap. So again, I want to apologize ahead of time because, at this point I was a couple, 3 drinks in at the time, so so I apologize for my inappropriate behavior. So the way I'm here this morning, again, it's 9:06. I'm really tired, but I'm really appreciative of you all being here and taking your time because again, some people were just out partying hard really last night. So I appreciate you. So that was then, but let me show you what I do here. And just give you a little bit here. And so, also another thing too. So with this track here, it is a copywritten song. So don't, 48 is very about don't use copywritten material unless you got permission or whatever the case may be. So this here is just basically a clip that I posted that kind of highlighted my stuff using just a song that I liked. So here.
God needed 6 days to create this world. I'll take a third of that and give it a whirl. Friday night we'll get our genre, person, prop, and line. Then fuss and fight and write all night, concocting our design. 48 hours isn't much time to compose a hit, but life is short and that short film short to make of it. So it really doesn't matter what you look like, say or do. I know that I had a cooler weekend than you. It's 3 a.m. on Sunday, I feel like crap. I've been working too hard to eat, bathe, or nap. Writing, shooting, editing at such a hurried pace. They won't believe screens, this only took 2 days. Work on Monday's going to suck, but here's what gets me through. I know that I had a cooler weekend than you. The 11th hour doesn't mean the last minute. At that point we're just beginning. At hour 46 we'll burn a DVD. Sit back, relax, the project's rendering. Yeah, it's still rendering. It's rendering, yeah, it's still rendering. I said, yeah, it's still rendering. It's taking a really long time to render. Is that progress bar moving at all? What the heck do you mean I don't have the right codecs installed? The stakes are high, the time is short. It's cinema designed as sport. Even if we don't win, just ask any of our crew. We made a movie and possibly some friends can tell you all about it, but you never comprehend how hard it was and good it felt to get to the end. Now we know that we had a cool weekend then.
So that's a little bit of what I've done here. So appreciate it. All right. As you know, the one thing that it stated on there when I was doing that video was it said videography. And that was one thing that I was going to get into next here is what's the difference? Let me move this other way here. All right, so, again, videography is typically, again, you have, just a lot of different things going on with that because it's like, all right, weddings are hired, for videography, even live events, stuff like that. But sometimes, they have a specific thing of what they want to film and how they want to film it. With cinematography, obviously, again, you got different opportunities to utilize to make something special out of it. Not saying videography will not do that because, again, I was doing weddings for a couple years. I was doing a couple of things like that. But it's like with cinematography, you got opportunities to, when you're filming, say lighting here right now. So as I was saying, using lighting while filming is separate, capturing a regular shot than one that stands out. Because sometimes when you're getting a shot or getting, like something visually, it looks nice, but you can utilize lights. Even when you're outdoors, like I said, I know sometimes when you're doing live events, you can utilize the lights that they use and try to use it for your benefit while you're filming this stuff. So again, I will show you some things that I'm talking about here. Again, understanding your shot, study the image more than you study the gear. Trust yourself. Basically is when you're filming, when you're going out there and you're trying to capture this stuff out there, trust your instincts. Most of you are filmmakers here, or the people that are wanting to learn about filmmaking. Y'all are here for a reason. You all basically, y'all won your city, so you're all here for a reason. You're all understanding that, you made something great. You made something impactful. You made something that stood out amongst your whole city. And with this, there's a lot of times where you're believing in yourself on what you're doing, and what you're shooting, what you're filming. And that's what you need to take into account, because a lot of times some people try to overthink things and they feel like they're getting the right shot. And for that, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble in regards to, like, I don't know if I'm believing this vision. I don't know if I'm believing in what I'm shooting. So again, that's what I'm saying. Understanding your shot is when you're looking at something and just like, okay, damn, that looks good. That looks really good. Go with that. You might have some people to be like, I don't understand what you're trying to shoot. What are you doing with this? And this is where I was talking about having that understanding or that relationship with your director. When the cinematographer and the director are on the same page, it's a great thing. And like I said, there will be some debate sometimes because, with cinematography, you have that look and you're just like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. But the director's like has another thing in his mind in regards to let's shoot it this way. And sometimes you gotta, there's that debate and that thing you want to go at each other with. But you want to kind of just like let them know, like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what you hired me, or you brought me on to this project for a reason. You believed in what I was doing, so you want to kind of utilize that platform. So when you are, again, doing live events, you're doing that same thing, except, again, you don't have another take. You have to go and get this shot. One of the clips that you saw was NASA. So I got to do a thing for NASA, and, again, I didn't have a take two. Literally, I have to get that shot of the spacecraft going up. And, I can't just say, can we do that again? Sorry, I overexposed that shot. I'm sorry, And, they're trusting you for a reason. So, and for, a lot of times with this kind of stuff, you don't really have too much, there are opportunities where you have a big crew behind you, and that's great because you have a lot of people that are working with you and that believe in what you're doing. But then a lot of times too, when you're out in these fields, it's just you. Sometimes you might have a person in your ear, if you are, like I said, working on an event, and they're like saying, hey, get this shot. Hey, camera two, get ready, get in on tight on them. And you're listening to your director, you want to make sure you're getting that shot, but then sometimes your director may get thrown off, and you give them a shot that you're like, oh, this is going to be a great one right here, the profile of the performer, and you're looking right at them, and the director sees that on the monitor, and he's like, oh, let's go with that one. Camera two, yeah, I'm coming to you right now. And sometimes, again, it's just believing in yourself, believing in what you're doing with that opportunity. I like to say movement. Movement for me is another thing too that I kind of just like. I like where stuff is happening. Not saying it's taken away from great cinematography or great moments when it's just a standstill image. Like I said, there's some beautiful shots of that. But for me, I'm kind of I like to move. As you can tell, I like to use my hands a lot and this kind of thing. But I like it where there is just a subtle movement, whether you're using a dolly shot, whether you're using stabilizer, whatever the case may be, just something to where it's still like you're kind of getting drawn in. And for me, that's kind of that's why I tend to use that. Like I said, you can use great shots moving in different directions, just going on with that. So this right here is basically, like I said, cinematography tips. This is the kind of like the cheat sheet, if you will. Again, like I said, you got aperture, shutter, ISO. All this, again, you're going to see basically self-explanatory, aperture opening through light, which light travels. Like I said, The f-stop. Okay, so on your cameras, you have this thing where, like I said, you can actually adjust it to where your focus is on the person or object, and the rest is basically has a background that's just blurred out, or just it gives you a depth of field kind of look. Depending on how much you go, like I've said, if you go to f/22, you're just going to get that image, what it looks like right there. Which if obviously you go to 1.4, you got it to where it's extreme depth of field. You got the person right there with the background. Again, then you got, like I said, the shutter speed here. That's, again, the amount of time that the light reaches the sensor. This here, be careful, because, again, early on in my projects, I was using a shutter speed very, very low. So, I mean, this was like right there, sending you 124. Yeah, that I did one where it was around that because I was like, oh, great, I'm getting a lot of light coming in here. It's like it was really dark in the scene, and I'm not realizing when I replayed it back, the person's literally just gonna, it's going really slow. So be careful with that because, yeah, luckily for me, again, that was a learning opportunity. I say that's important to do as well. Keep doing stuff, I'm still, like I said, I'm teaching on this course and trying to tell you about this workshop, but this is just my take on stuff. This is what I do, and not saying you guys need to do this, because, I mean, again, there's some people in here that can do this way better than what I'm doing, but I wanted to just give you the idea, like give you an idea of what I'm doing in regards to live events and what I'm trying to show you here. But again, that's why when I'm looking at stuff, like I've been watching obviously several of the films in this festival here this year. I mean, God, I'm in wow of what y'all are doing here, cinematography-wise, directing-wise too. But cinematography-wise, I'm just like amazed. So like this is just, again, tips, ideas that what I do for my thing here. So again, shutter, that's what I was just talking about. ISO, this is, again, very important to understand when you're doing this, because normally I like to keep it at 400 ISO. Again, the more you go up, the noisier it's going to get. Again, learn early on, I did the same thing. I was jumping on ISO. I bumped it to like 20,000. And I just remember just like, oh, let me get this cool shot. And it's just not realizing how much noise is going to come into that shot and how much that it's going to suck if you're trying to put it in editing and then they can't, like, I can't use this. I can't use this footage. Yes, there's some tools out there now. There's several, things up there. Neat Video. There's some cool things there now that can actually treat ISO, but like I said, you want to kind of make the opportunity now. Like I said, there's the idea of fix and post, and you don't want to do that. You want to, make your editor happy. The fix it and post thing is just kind of like, they'll take care of it. Don't just fix it in pre. You're good. The focal length. Again, this is just basically giving you, like I said, items. Telling you how far or how close the range is with more magnification, less magnification. As you can tell, like I said, with a lot of the sporting events, sometimes we use the 300 on there and even higher than that. But, again, this is just basic stuff here. This, like I said, this is what we kind of go off on. White balance is so important. It doesn't get explained enough. And I will show you a clip of what I did with horrible white balance. Where, again, I was using a lot of, like I said, more of the daylight, more of, like I said, it was just very blue. And I was just like, eesh. And I was, you kind of try to mess around with it in editing to try to see if maybe you can just give a little bit more warmth to it. And even that looked a little horrible. So I was just like, just kind of, look around, when you're doing stuff like that, to like play around, again, with your settings. And again, this is where it kind of goes to trust yourself. Now you have, like I said, you got the white balance cards and readers and everything that like that. Even you got apps on your phone that you can show you what the white, in the room right now, what the white balance could be, and matching that to your camera. So again, I recommend those kind of things. But again, when you're out there and it's just like, all right, either about to go on stage, sometimes you're rushing to get to that stage too, because again, a lot of times with festivals, they're going on at the same time. And you have to rush to go over there. Now all of a sudden the sun wants to come out. Sometimes the sun, is behind the person. It's just like, so you're adjusting everything on the go. And this is where you're your learning techniques kick in, because now you have that opportunity to be like, everything that I was learning on set, on these music videos, on these commercials, on these short films, on these feature films, now it's taking a hold of you in person. So this is where, like I said, again, everything comes into play. So, like I said, right now, really quickly, let's talk about lighting. Lighting here this is the basic one. It's called 3-point lighting. Again, this is something that is so easy if you have, you're in studio or you're in, a place, even outdoors, you can try to, mess with this if you take off the background a little bit, kind of, if it's a dark night too. So again, with this here, like I said, you've got the 3 basic things here. Obviously your camera, your fill light, your key light, and your backlight. This is, again, the most utilized way of like going with lighting here. And again, like I said, it's like, well, how can I use this for live events if we don't really have this opportunity to use 3-point lighting? Well, this is where, you kind of take into fact of like, if there's a concert or a live event, they have lighting, so like right now you can tell there's lighting going on here, but I don't have a backlight, so, but what we can do is you can, like I said, if this is the only lights that you can get, this is where your instincts take over. This is where it's like, okay, well, let me utilize these 2 lights that are going on me right now, and there is no backlight. Let's just go ahead and try to see what we can do to come up with something great. But again, this is just I'm just showing you kind of like the typical way of capturing some cool, like even if you're doing like documentary or interviews, this is the way to go. So let me go ahead and give you some ideas here of like cinematography. Like you'll see from people here. I'm just going to pull this up here for just a moment. And let me exit here. All right, so these are just a couple films here right now that kind of came out here not too long ago here, and just kind of give you an idea of. You're seeing so you're going to see how they utilize color and lighting here. Like so right now, like this is dark, but then you see like light comes in every once in a while, and it's just like they're everywhere he's walking a thing. Like there's Inception here. You're going to see they're. So obviously the special effects, everything, but like I said, you're going to see, like when they're, the look of the film is what is that, gets people like, again, some people like love this imagery, they love the way this looks. Here's Christopher Nolan, but, like I said, you have the cinematographer that he trusts that's in this, so like I said, you're getting a lot of cool visuals. I'm just going to kind of go fast forward some of these other movies here. But again, so like, you got ones that give this look here where this is the war film. I'm trying to remember the name of it again, but yeah. So, but yeah, again, like I said, you see like different looks from these films. Like that one was just obviously they were using a little orange hue to that. Blade Runner. I mean, this was a recent one here, and again with cinematography, there's different people that different looks, different ways of how they're wanting you to show what they can do. And again, like lighting is, like I said, this plays such an important role. Like obviously this one uses a lot of different hues, different lighting, different styles there. You got oranges here, and then you use the cyberpunk kind of look, with purple and pink here. So and then you got some of these things here where it seemed like a natural look, natural feel, natural feel on this one here. So this one's kind of a more subtle. It's not over the top, like when you saw Blade Runner, they used a lot of visual, a lot of cool looks on this one here. So again, this is where you kind of like, if you want to go that route, you can. Again, that's what I go back to. It's instincts. It's about how you utilize these, your look on this here. So, all right, so really quick, I'm going to show you something I've done on live here. So what I did is, let me see here really quick. So this is a Jill Scott concert here. Let me pull it up here, actually. All right, and okay, so it's not coming up here. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and do this one then. This is Cutie. All right, give me a moment here. Sorry, just is not popping up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this one here was a live event that I just did here recently. So what we utilized with this one here was an outdoor event, and then with like I said, this one here is just kind of you wanted to want to kind of use the fun, but again, we don't have that much lighting to use with on this one. This one's more for outdoor events. You got some stuff there, but you wanted to, like I said, do a focus on the band, focus on her, and again, like I said, it's just about instincts, about like feeling the moment. It's like, all right, this feels right to use this shot, use this lighting, use this technique. But just like you said, just kind of using her attributes, using how her look is, her movements, everything like that. And like I said, you just want to bring things to life, make things interesting with your shots and everything like that. So again, you want to just kind of bring it alive, bring it. And again, this is where I used a lot of the techniques that I had from film, early film, to now to like, all right, well, I'm able to utilize like a lot of the things that I was learning. Just get the people involved, get them excited, get them crazy. So, but again, that's just one idea, one concept of this here. But like I said, it just comes down to trusting yourself, trusting what you can do here on this, any opportunity you get. So like I said, again, the next one here I'll talk about is understanding your shot. So what I mean from that is, when I'm telling you understanding your shot is, you have this opportunity with people. You have clients that come up to you and ask you like, hey, we loved your work and all this stuff here like this. We'd like to use you for this here. And it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of understand what you're going with on this, but like I said, you kind of want to. You're basically telling the client, like, here's how I've been doing my work and here I've been doing film production and everything like that. But for that, it's also you want to kind of sell them on, well, this is how I would do it. And a lot of times, a lot of these clients don't know they just want to bring you on because they like your work. But you kind of want to educate them on what you can do and how you can do it better, and make your stuff sound out. So again, that's why I say understanding your shot. This is where it's very important for people to get where you're coming from and when you're trying to show people. And again, it's all about the look. Like I said before, movement. Movement is so important. For me, again, it's not necessarily for everybody. But for me, I felt like movement is something that you capture for people. Like I said, whenever it's concerts, live events, that kind of stuff, you're wanting to capture stuff that just like it keeps moving, keeps flowing, it keeps yourself interested in a situation like that. So that's where the movement comes into place. And again, that's what for me, that's where I feel it's important to do this here. Really quickly, while I'm doing this and kind of going over everything, I know we got time for Q&A a little bit here in a little bit, but let me go ahead and ask, does anyone have any questions so far in regards to did they have something that, is it something that you are probably looking at doing live events, or is this like more of, does anyone have any questions right now, or we're good? Okay. Oh, yes, go ahead.
So do you edit your own videos as well?
Yeah, I had my vote, but I do, like I said, there's some events where I do just come there to film, and that's it. But most of the time, it is editing. I'm editing my stuff, yeah.
Do you find it easier, the fact that you're going to be editing your own video later on, so you kind of are editing it in your head?
Yeah, I use the whole Robert Rodriguez approach. He did this movie called before Desperado, El Mariachi, and what for him when he was filming, and he was doing everything, he was directing, filming, editing. In his head, he was filming, and he was also like capturing, like in his head, like how he's gonna edit this movie. Because again, at the time, he didn't have a big budget either, so he only had a limited budget. He was just filming. He was using actual film, and in his head, when he was directing the shots and getting the shots, capturing the shots, he was already thinking about how he's gonna edit this movie. So yeah, I mean, that's what typically with cinematography, if you are editing your own project, you're already going with the whole idea of like, all right, I'm getting this moment, I'm getting this shot right here. It's like, yeah, this is going to be a cool one. And in your head, you're kind of like capture that moment. But yeah, absolutely. So that's what I kind of take into account if I'm editing. But also then I think about it, if I'm not editing the project, how would the editor feel appreciated? Because again, that's where it goes back to directors, cinematographers, but also, yeah, editors don't really get as much acknowledgement sometimes. And, you see a great film shown on the screen here, and then it's just like, God, that was beautiful, or oh my God, the directing is just so amazing in that. But then, the editor is like, yeah, but I cut that shot right there, and I put that together. But okay, that's fine. I'll be back here, and just this in this little dark room here. But yeah, I think editor. I think it comes to a big collaboration. What's great about you all here today and you all doing this festival is you're seeing the collaboration come to life. You're seeing people, you're seeing directors, editors, cinematographers, actors, actresses, everyone here, producers, just coming together and making something creative, something amazing. So you're understanding the benefit of not just a cinematographer. You know, you're understanding the directors, the editors, that everyone deserves their love, everyone deserves their flowers. And yeah, like I said, you bringing up that editing thing, it's, you know, you want to, when you're capturing these moments and you are editing, you want to make sure that you're getting the moments and you're not wasting so much footage either, because that's another thing too. You can get as much footage you want, that's great, but it limits the time of you editing as well. So yes.
I noticed with the clip